Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Let's jump right into Survivor. This is episode 12. I titled this episode Tony's Game. Like, this is clearly another Tony's resume writing episode. Like, I don't see how anyone else can win this game if Tony is in the final three. Let's jump right into it. So, this is right after the tribal council where they voted Sophie out. He got Nick to flip with him, and he got Michelle and Jeremy to vote out Sophie. They come back to camp. Sarah is pissed. And pissed is an understatement. Sarah needs to talk to Tony, and she explodes. She's like, you ruined my game. You sunk my game. I can't believe you did this. We don't have the numbers. Do we have the numbers? Like, what is going on? I understand. Sarah had the right to explode on Tony. Like, she did. Because that was a major blindside. Like, I loved it last week. I loved this. This week was good too, but we gonna get there. That's at the end. We gonna get there. But Sarah had the right to explode on Tony. Tony is trying to calm her down, like, look, I got an idol, I'll play it on you. And I don't understand what Sarah means by, like, look, I'm riding with you until it sinks and I get voted out. Like, ma'am, once you get voted out, the ride is over anyway. Like, but to me, Sarah exploding on Tony right after tribal council was a very bad move. One, she was talking too loud. Everyone could hear them arguing back at the camp. They didn't walk away far enough. I know it was dark, but she was talking too loud. And with her loud talking, this was a bad move. Number two, because she exposed her hand. She exposed that, one, Sophie had already exposed them with that fivesome the other week. But she exposed how much she needed Tony, how much her game relied on Tony, how, you know, it relied on that group of 5 numbers that Tony just completely ruined. It also exposed that Sarah and Tony are a cup, like, final two. Like, it's no breaking them. Tony was talking about his idol. He told everybody about his idol this week, you know. So it ain't no secret. And it just exposed that Tony's not going to go against Sarah. And we going to revisit that at Tribal Council. Because he did something else at Tribal Council for Sarah that I think is going to be, it could be his downfall. If Ben, we're going to get into Ben next. If Ben can get over his hate for Jeremy. That was my point number 2. Like, what's up with Ben? And why does he hate Jeremy so much? Like, I don't... Through the TV, like, I know the tension at camp and you have blinders on because you're actually in the game and sometimes you can't see what's going on around you. But to me, it's crystal clear that every reason that Ben hates Jeremy is... I don't understand. He said he hates Jeremy because Jeremy is a challenge beast. I only recall Jeremy winning that very first challenge when they had to hang on a pole and it was raining. Jeremy is a firefighter. Okay, to me, okay, bam. He should know how to hang onto the pole and have good upper body strength in the pole hanging challenge. But Jeremy has won nothing else since, and he's kind of sucked since. Like, Tony is the one who just won 3 challenges in a row. Every challenge you've been in, you've done better than Jeremy. So how is he this huge challenge beast? And then he says he's a jury threat. He's a jury threat. And I'm like, how, Ben? Jeremy is not making any moves. Clearly, Tony is behind all of these moves that Jeremy is pulling off. Jeremy is in a Sandra mode. Like, anybody but me. What I gotta do? Who I gotta vote for? Anybody but me. You know... I don't see it. And what pisses me off, or it didn't piss me off, I wrote down it's starting to make me uncomfortable because it seems like it's going beyond the game. Or It's something else more than the game that I can't put my finger on, because the way he talks to Jeremy is so rude. Like, Jeremy was like, how'd you sleep last night? Good. You don't want to talk to me? No, no, no. I don't want to talk to you. And then walks off. Like, I hate Jeremy. I can't focus on this game until Jeremy is gone. And I'm like, why? I don't understand why. And you're giving all of the tea of the game to the one person who is clearly going to win this game if you all don't get it together, which is Tony. You riding for Tony, but I guarantee you go to the end with Tony, you're going to lose. Pretty much at this point, Ben, it's no one really playing the game. Like, to me, if Tony's not there, the only person who gets to win the game is the person who takes out Tony. Because no one else is doing anything. Kim had a plan. Is that next? No. Next, I was going to talk about Tony's eagle shack, the eagle's nest up in the trees for him to spy on people. Genius. I love it. That's the Tony I love to see. Sarah came up there like, Tony, it's me. Bring your ass on. She wanted to yell at him some more, but I ain't going to get into that. The only one who wants to make a plan is Kim. Kim is the only one who's like, y'all don't see Tony running the game. Y'all don't see Tony doing all this craziness and what he just did last week. Tony has to go. Kim was the only one with the plan. And I was happy to see it. But Kim's mistake, and I guess at the time she didn't know it, but I feel like, Kim, you should have known it, because you saw, unless they played that scene out of sequence, you saw how, like, chip on his shoulderishness. I can't put my hand on what it is that Ben has for Jeremy. Kim, you clearly seen it. You know Ben is not making any moves until he sees Jeremy gone. You shouldn't have told Ben about the Tony move. You had the numbers without Ben. It could have been you, Jeremy, Denise, and Nick, because Nick was with you, and Michelle. You, Jeremy, Denise, Nick, and Michelle. That was fine. You didn't have to have Ben over there. That was your one and only mistake, Kim. You shouldn't have told Ben. But let's get back to something. Let's just say by chance, because I do feel like Jeremy is one of those players where if you see him in the final three, he's a good talker. Is he someone that can just automatically get votes to win this game with the gameplay he's doing right now if he's in the final three? Me feeling like this is a season of winners. I don't care who's sitting down there, who has the most friends, who's the most popular Survivor player or whatever. I do love Jeremy. I feel like the jury of winners is not going to allow Jeremy to not have any real moves in this game and win the money just because he's Jeremy. I feel like maybe Ben might be such a fan of Jeremy and such a fan of his season of gameplay that he can't really see that Jeremy isn't doing anything. Like, to me, Jeremy is someone you could clearly drag to the end and say he ain't do nothing. He was being Sandra, because the Sandra game isn't going to win this year. It's not. Anybody but me is not going to win this year. So, I don't know. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know. Like, I just can't put my finger on why Ben has this hard on for Jeremy to where it's being detrimental to his own game. Ben ruined his own game by telling Tony the plan, because true enough, they could have got rid of Jeremy tonight. And like Tony said, it could have been those against Tony and Sarah, and just knock Tony and Sarah out. And then Ben, you could have knocked Tony and Sarah out. You are you could have beasted it like your season. I don't know, but let's move on. Let's knock out Edge of Extinction real quick. I keep calling it Exile. They had the 20 coconut race. Sophie and Natalie were the beasts. I was surprised at Sophie. I knew Natalie was gonna beast it, but good job, Sophie. And then Rob hurt his elbow. The end. Moving on. Everyone's looking for an idol. Now, see, I thought that since Sophie went to the edge with her idol, if she wins the challenge to get back in the game, her idol would still be good. I was wrong. Sophie got knocked out the game with the idol, so a new idol is in the game, and of all people, Ben finds the idol. I was very upset about that because it's like, I wish Kim, like, I love Jeremy. He was number 6 on my power rankings, but Jeremy isn't doing anything, and he's playing kind of stupid. Like, he's relying on Tony and people like Kim to explain the game to him when he's usually the one reading the game and explaining it to other people. Like, moving on from Jeremy, I wish Kim would have found it, but oh well. I did like how Ben's first thought was, let me hide this from Tony. But of course, Tony, being the cop he is, he sees everything. It was like, you was trying to hide it from me, man? That was a funny scene. He was like, no, man, just my friend. That was a funny scene. Like, that was, like, I really love Tony this season. Like, and I just knew. I'm happy Tony didn't play this way out the gate. Like, I'm happy he held back. Because I just knew Tony was going to come out the gate, hell's a-blazing, being a firecracker, and he was going to be one of the first 1 or 2 home. Tony is surprising me. Like, shook. Moving on. The immunity challenge is the hands up challenge. Hold your hand over your head for as long as you can. If you drop it, the bucket splashes water on you. Okay, we've seen that. We love it. This season, a man and a woman gets to be saved. I thought that was amazing because that gave more opportunities for people to be saved, and it could have shook up the game a little bit. For the life of me, I don't know why anyone at this stage of the game would come off of a challenge for peanut butter and cookies. Like, I don't know what it's like to go all them amount of days with just a cup of rice. I don't know what that kind of starvation feels like. But I would never, ever, ever come down from a challenge for peanut butter and cookies. And y'all already know Kim go home. Kim, you see how it didn't work in your favor. Now, could you have, the girls should have never came down. Could Kim have beat Denise? We don't know. Michelle isn't a wimp. She could have beat Denise. But it's like they gave that to Denise when clearly, Kim, you needed it. You talking shit, you needed it. But they need that peanut butters. Now, Nick, if I was Nick, I would have fought to the end. I don't know why you came off. I understand Nick more. Nick knew he wasn't going home. So I can understand Nick, but I don't understand the fire token. I don't even know what the point of these fire tokens are. Like, I don't really think they mean anything unless someone on the edge sends you some kind of advantage. And now that we're coming close to the end of the game, they aren't going to keep flooding these advantages in. I kind of feel like the advantages at the edge are going to be over. And then, I don't know. I can't wait to see, like, people are saying on Twitter, like, the fire tokens are going to turn into immunity idols. Or maybe they're going to do that challenge where they do the survivor auction. And maybe the fire tokens will mean something during the survivor auction. Like, I would like to see that. But, like, as we're coming closer to the end of the game, I don't see too many more advantages coming into the game. And so I don't really understand the purpose of all these fire tokens anymore. But moving on, Tony got his 3rd immunity necklace in a row. And to me, Ben, that's the challenge beast. Like, I ain't gonna go back on Ben, but I just can't understand. I don't understand why Ben can't see it. Even after Kim told you, you can't see it. Okay. The dog jumped up here. Um, so everyone gets back to camp. Jeremy is the easy vote. I don't understand why Nick says I need to prove loyalty to Ben, so I'm gonna vote out Jeremy. It's like Ben is extremely hard on getting Jeremy out the game to where people now have to give this. I'm gonna do this for Ben. Crazy. So Michelle is like, look, it's gonna be you tonight. Here's my 50-50 coin. You take it, you flip it, do what you gotta do. I hope it works for you. Like, Michelle, if you gonna just clearly discard your advantage, you gonna clearly, in the way you explained it to him, like, it might save you, it might not, I don't know. Like, you spent 4 fire tokens on that thing. You should have kept that for yourself, because if Jeremy go, you gonna be next. So, I mean, I'm happy she gave it to him. He didn't have to play it, but so now, for whatever reason, now Ben could have kept this to himself. He's like, look, everybody said they vote for Jeremy. We good. But you was going home if you ain't win that necklace. I'm like, Ben. He was like, Kim want to vote you out, but you got immunity, so you safe. I'm like, why would you tell him that? You did the same thing with Rob. You can't keep your mouth shut. It's moving on. And then you get mad at yourself when it backfires, because it backfired on you. That's what you get for telling. So now Tony is like, wait. Why we got to get rid of Jeremy, but Kim want me out? Like, Kim wants me out, so Kim has to go. So he tries. It's a no-go with Ben. He goes up to Nick. Now, Nick, I understand Nick, but I feel like, no, you played it right. He just police officer interrogated you, and you fell for it. Because he was like, Nick, you heard about any other plans or the vote? He was like, no, we voting for Jeremy. He was like, really? Because I heard everybody was going to be voting for me. And Nick couldn't come out of it. He was like, no, let me think about that. I don't He said, yeah, you were sitting over there with Ben and Kim said everybody was going for me. He was like, yeah, I don't remember that. Like, Nick, y'all ain't got no TV, no telephone, no radio. It ain't nothing else for you to talk about or think about, so how you forget? I like Nick, but all y'all doing is opening up Tony's eyes to a pathway to that final 3. Somebody better double cross him, or y'all just giving them $2 million. And so now they trying to flip the votes to get it to Kim, and it seems like everybody willing to do it. But what about Ben? Ben ain't gonna do it. So let's just stick with Jeremy and we'll get Kim next time. And Tony was trying to tell him, right, like, look, if we don't flip it to Kim this time, next week we not gonna have the numbers, because everyone's gonna flip on Kim, and it's gonna be between me and you. Moving on. So now, Tribal Council is complete chaos again. At least this time they had the subtitles. I appreciated that, because when they started doing all that whispering, I want to know what's going on. I want to know what at home. I want to know what's going on. I feel like at some point they're taking it too far. I think I said this in another video. They're gonna have to tell them to cut it out. Cut it out. Say it out loud. You got something to say about me? Say it in my face. You know, because it's not entertaining for us at home. Like, when we first saw it, maybe the first 2 times, or if you do it once a season, it's like, oh. But it's like now, it's like, oh. One thing I will say about this week, Tony flipped that vote at Tribal Council. A lot of times, you know, I listen to a lot of Survivor Talk, and they say the vote, like last week, that flip on Sophie happened at camp. Jeremy and Michelle came to tribal council to vote for Sophie. This week at tribal council, we saw Tony flip that vote from Jeremy to Kim. Even with all the subtitles, I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he did it because clearly, I tried to break down the vote. Clearly, we saw Michelle vote for Jeremy. We know Ben voted for Jeremy. And Kim had to be the third vote. I don't know how I don't know how I don't know how he did it because how did he get Denise to vote for Kim? Because it had to be a 5-3 because if it was 4-4, it would have went to a tie. Is that why Denise put her hand in Jeremy's face like, look, let's quit talking about it. I'm voting for Kim now. Leave me alone. Because I knew that hand to the face meant like, okay. And everyone kept saying, same, same. I'm not changing, same, same. Like, I don't know how Tony did that. But he flipped that vote at tribal council, and it was exciting to see. That was very exciting to see. I'm so sad Kim is gone because Kim, as Tony likes to call them, the hyenas, she was the hyena speaker. She was the only one who was willing, who could rally them together and make a move. It's now up to Jeremy, it is now up to you to be Kim. If you cannot be Kim, it's up to you and Nick. It's up to you and Nick. Y'all gonna have to say forget Tony. Whoever comes back from the Edge next week, you need to pull him in. Let me move on through these notes before I say too much. Even the jury sees that this is Tony's game to lose. The jury was like, Tony running this. Y'all see what Tony is doing. Tony, this is your game to lose. And it's going to suck because whoever goes home next week will not have the opportunity to get back into the game. Because next week is going to be the last challenge. Let's jump into that. Who do we think will come home from the Edge next week? Now, of course, I'm voting for Natalie. I love Natalie. I just want to see Natalie have an opportunity to play the game. Because I do feel like whoever comes into the game next week is not going to be on a revolving door. I feel like they're going to use that person. They might take that person to the final three because I just don't feel like whoever comes back into the game at this spot is going to win. I don't care if they have to make fire. I don't care what they have to do. They are not going to pull another Chris and win the game. I don't see it on this season. I could be wrong. I've been wrong about everything else. But I could see if it's like a Natalie. For sure, Natalie is jumping back in with Michelle and Jeremy, and that's gonna be a number to get Tony or Sarah out. Now, it's going to be very hard to go against the opposite alliance because Tony and Ben have idols. Tony made his idol known. That was mistake number 2. He was clearly going to play an idol for Sarah tonight, and Sarah's like, Tony, don't do it. And I think she was like, look, I voted for Kim. I feel like Jeremy voted for Kim. Don't do it. My head was going like this at the TV when Jeremy was thinking about playing that coin flip. I was like, Jeremy, if you don't flip this coin, I wanted to reach through the TV, take it out his pocket, and flip it for him. I'm like, Jeremy, if you don't flip this coin, I know something. I don't know how Tony flipped the vote at Tribal Council and flipped it to the point where Jeremy felt safe. He's good. That's some good gameplay. I don't care what nobody say. That's some good gameplay. What else is going on? If not Natalie, I could see Kim or Tyson coming in and playing that same role. I just don't see anybody on the edge of extinction after witnessing the past 2 tribal councils coming back into the game and wanting to work with Tony. I don't even see Sophie doing it. Like, I don't even see Sophie doing it if Sophie got back in. So it's gonna be hard. I feel like next week we definitely gonna see Ben and Tony's idols being played. Unless one of them wins. If Tony wins another immunity challenge, like, good gameplay. Like, I never thought I would go up so hard for Tony. Like, I really, he's playing a great game. Like, I love it. That's it. Next week I already said Jeremy, Nick, Michelle, and Denise need to get together and go against Sarah. I feel like next week, if what will hurt them next week, they need for Ben, Sarah, and Tony. None of them can win the immunity challenge. Because if even one of them wins, they'll just give the idol to Sarah, and then it'll be 3 idols and be like, so we need none of the 3 of them to win immunity. Force them to play their idols. I don't see Tony or Ben playing their idols for anyone but themselves. It's gonna be a hard read because they have a 2 out of 3 chance. It's like you gotta vote for one of them and hope the other 2 idols aren't played. And you can't say shit to Ben. I can't wait to see what happens next week. Let me quit talking because I can talk about Survivor forever. I love this game. You all know it. Get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about what just happened this past week. What y'all think is going to happen next week. I clearly feel Tony is the winner of this season if he's sitting at the final 3. And at this point, the only other person that can win this season is the person who can gather the votes to get Tony out. That's it. That's it. All right, y'all. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't already subscribed. I'm sure everyone who's watching this has already subscribed. But if not, go ahead and hit that button. And like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And I will talk to you all next week. Bye.